Hey man, welcome to another show, Wrap It Up TV, man. I'm here with your boy Easy Martinez. I'm here with Back to the Lab.
Yes, indeed, man.
We have
being more.
Yes, sir. We have a legend in the house, man. The one and only from Billy Cook, man, King of the Hooks.
Houston,
Man,
Texas.
if you know, you know. If you don't, you better get to know him, man, real quick, man.
Yes, indeed.
What it do, Easy?
Hey, man, doing good. How you, man?
Man, fantastic, man. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro.
So let's start at the beginning, Billy. Before the features, who was Billy Cook growing up in Houston?
Man, Billy Cook was a little old country boy, who came to Houston, went to high school in South Houston High School, playing football and basketball and being in art class. I was a football, I was a sports type guy, but I was also wasn't really nerdish, just trying out everything. I was first year in the ninth grade.
Young, you just trying to figure out what you're
Trying to
gonna be.
figure out what I was gonna do, what I was gonna be. So I was, really curious. Knew I could sing, so I was attracted to the music. At the same time, most of my family were in sports. Nobody was in the music because we wasn't from the big city.
Okay.
So
But y'all was involved in church, right? So did
I
y'all
was
do
involved
choir?
in a lot of church.
You did a lot of choir then.
Did a lot of choir.
Okay,
Did a
so
lot
that's the
of,
background.
yeah, and also singing at the football games when I was in my junior high days.
Well, what you
Yeah,
like the Star Spangled Banner or something? Like, what are we talking?
Well, I knew the Star Spangled Banner because that's one of the biggest things, in elementary and junior high for me. Middle school, that was a normal thing for everyone to do the national anthem or sing it as a whole, So,
Okay. Man, that's dope. Dope.
but I didn't never know it was going to pay off in the future. Me singing at the Rockets game in the big city,
Wow.
So that paid off. Me knowing the lyrics versus some artists, these days you see them online, YouTube, and and you get to say, man, I thought he would have known those lyrics, but
Yeah.
it didn't really pan out that way for him.
Well, I should have been practicing looking at the lyrics.
So
Absolutely.
So at an early age, man, you knew you could sing, So what led you into coming into like doing these hooks for these legendary hooks for the people in Houston, man?
First of all, what led into that was it wasn't that I wanted to sing a lot of hooks for a lot of people. I was really trying to be in a group. I was attracted to the groups, the R&B singers at the time. The groups. I was listening to a lot of Babyface, Keith Sweat, Jodeci. Well, before Jodeci's time, it was like more of the old school music. I was listening to a lot of Teddy Pendergrass, the Osley Brothers. I grew up listening to that on my daddy's 8 tracks. And on the 45s or whatever the 30s or whatever you call those.
Yeah, the 33,
vinyl,
the third.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third.
So you had your folks gave you a collection or something like that?
No, I didn't get a collection.
You just listen to it.
Yeah, it was delicate because they loved those collections. So I was a kid. No way they was gonna let me handle
I
it.
know that's right, bro.
So I was still a little destructive.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how things work.
How you tell not to scratch it, go.
Yeah, it's like, man, how did they get the music in this little black album? Yeah.
I was messing up needles and
yeah.
turning the power button on and loving the way it spins. So then when I found out that it had a sound of music coming out of it, I started becoming attracted to that after I kind of tore up a couple of albums.
But that's what it takes though. Sometimes you gotta do some damage on some things, man, to figure out, I'm into this right here.
Right on.
Either you tap some shit, man, before you figure out I love this.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Cause I used to break open radios and stereos all the time trying to figure out, man, just how does this shit work, man? So I always knew I wanted to be in this shit some kind of way, man. That's what it sounded like with you, bro.
Yeah, I remember, and then I started doing a lot of singing. My grandmother, she was like, she would always hum. My grandfather, everybody would hum. So I knew it had to be something that everybody was attracted to with music. My thing was I was singing Bustin' Loose. I was singing a lot of old school songs, from a lot of the old blues singers because my dad and my uncles and aunts, they all played dominoes. And they were always drinking and playing dominoes and didn't really want us around them. But I would always sneak around them and I was always listening to the music they would call, that's that music, that juke joint music. And so that's how I really, really heavily got influenced was from that.
All right.
What was the first time you you recorded something. Like can you tell us about that? Like when did you get in the lab, and start recording and working on music?
I'll be honest with you. My first experience wasn't in a lab. It was singing in a bathtub. So I can't,
Oh.
That's
everybody's first
shower,
That's everybody's first recording
And,
booth right there.
Yeah, so because I already sounded strange to me. My first personal recording was on the tape recorder,
Okay.
old school tape recorder that looked like a station wagon, the mini station wagon. You had them,
Talking about.
yeah. So that was my first time recording myself and listening myself back on it for the cassette tape, and it sounded strange. And I think the reason it sounded strange to me, and I didn't really pursue music right away in any kind of shape, form, or fashion, was because the batteries were low on it.
Oh, and you thought it was chopped screwed or something?
Yeah, it was something, man.
It was wobbly.
Yeah, I was like, this don't sound like me. I know where I sung it. It didn't come out that way, but that was due to battery being low.
Okay.
So the tape was dragging.
Okay.
And so that was my first taste of music being slowed down.
Okay then. So
Before it was slow.
before screw. Yeah.
Slowed down.
Before it had a name.
Can you imagine that?
I was in Dallas, Texas.
Man,
Because the batteries are low, man. That's crazy, man. That's cool, though. That is a cool story, man.
But did you ever know that, like matter of fact, I'm not gonna ask you that. I'll say this. When did you know that you was becoming the voice of the South when it came to the hooks and the singing and everything like that? Like it had to be one of the moments like, ooh, say man, I'm on to something.
Well, when I stopped singing in groups and started becoming a solo person, just singing everywhere because I had this love for singing. And I one of my guys that introduced me to his friend that had a group said he got a manager, and I was like, really? What is the manager? What do they do?
Yeah.
Is the manager like for your money? I said, because right now we don't have no money. So what are they gonna manage?
Yeah.
And he was talking about, no, manage you as a person, like a group, like speak for you, And so we had a representation back in the day, with a group called, a step higher, a group called Strictly for You. The name changed so many times, and so got management just to speed it up. We wound up getting management, and they were introduced to my parents. My parents was like, okay, if they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do, we're gonna entrust, you to them and them to you to do what they say they're gonna do for you. And so the career started, and that was in 1992.
Ooh, I was just getting to high school.
And
I just graduated high school.
Yeah. I was around, I think, 17, 18 years of age. At that time, and I started recording with because one of my managers was the manager for the Globetrotters. I wasn't a manager for the Globetrotters. She was Globetrotters' wife at the time.
Okay.
And so I knew a lot of the Globetrotters just from singing at their events. They had me singing the national anthem, or just singing for their friends. Hey, look, he can sing. Check him out. So they were really exposing me to their culture of people and their friends and socialite, just being a socialite, with them, to where it allowed me to kind of get a feel of the music industry,
right,
or the basketball industry, or the entertainment per se.
That's right. Yeah, being able to rub shoulders and that way when you do, come up, it's like you felt that feeling before. You've been in these rooms,
and it helped me break the nervousness that I had. I had a lot of nervousness, and sometimes I still do whenever I go sing in front of thousands of people. There's a nervousness that takes place, and then all of a sudden, after it breaks, and then I can just do my thing.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. That was my first time I knew I was going to be singing, was when they started putting me in front of individuals. And then I went on the road first, before I actually recorded my very first song. But on the road, I was on like a little mini tour, traveling back and forth to Austin, different places, singing on the mic, thinking I was KC or Jodeci. With one of my guys that went to Yates named Walter Kemper, and another guy named Thomas Smith that went to Yates too as well. I was going to Jones. And another guy named Jermaine Brown, which he lives in Louisiana right now. But that's how that group formed, Strictly for You, with my very first group in Houston.
Wow.
And then you know, and then groups go through breakups, they get back together, and then after that, you transform and go into something else, and had deals on the table. You know, it just grew. My career just kept progressing, but more so towards me as a solo artist. You know, I love the group thing. You know, and of course, people can wind up becoming a lead singer. You go through those things as when people say you need to be the lead singer, and you're like, "Nah, my boys, we sing together." You know, so I had to break that cycle and had to move on because I was steady growing, but I started becoming a part of what I really love doing versus what I like doing.
That's right. That's right.
So through all that, throughout the transitioning, I guess, to hooks, when did you know, oh, okay, this is what I got to do, man. This is what I'm gonna do for now, for the hooks, and do that because this ain't working.
But my management said at the time when I had management said, out of sight, out of mind. You got to be seen. You want to be heard. You know, then you got to do the things that others won't do. You know, today that others won't do. That well, how they put it, well, they said you got to do the things today that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. And so,
like that.
and they were reading books like personal development, telling you artists needs to be coachable, teachable, and trainable, and you gotta be coachable. And I was like, what is that? And, you know, and they was telling me about books like Think and Grow Rich way back in the day. I didn't know. I was a reader,
Right.
so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to research, and that's what I was doing. But still didn't understand the book until later on in my life. But the music part of it just kept leading me to other things. You know, to where like when I first got in the studio, first it was singing on a song with Fat Pat. Not the songs that we did as a group, me and the group I was in. Because I did sing there, but I was still wet behind the ears, as you know, what the old folks say.
Right. Right.
You know, I was still green. I was in Houston, I was still green. Wasn't used to the fast life. They told me you come to Houston, you got to drive fast, get on the freeway. You know, you're gonna get ran over because I was from the country where, where the speed limit was 50 versus come out here it was 65.
Yeah, for real.
Now it's 75.
And that's going slow.
And that's
still
still going slow.
Yeah,
So that means that I came from a slow movement into a fast-paced movement to where I had to progress faster as an artist. I had to learn faster. I had to move faster. I had to think faster. And, you know, and get in the studio, I had to become better so that, you know, that I could be heard. Didn't know I could get paid from it. That's how green I was.
Yeah.
I'd already started doing hooks and didn't know I could get paid for it.
Oh, you didn't know you could get paid for that?
Didn't know I could get paid for it. I just thought that getting a deal was going to pay me, or they're going to give me
and the
money
hooks just went along with it.
The hooks just came out. Yeah, it was a part of the story,
Right.
a part of the grind. And the very first song that I did that went big was Superstar Fat Pat.
Yeah.
But the two songs within that month time that I did was Superstar Fat Pat and Mike D from the Ghetto Dreams album, and also Big Mike song Get Over This Shit from the Still Some Serious album.
Yeah.
So at the time, those two songs was out. But at the time, I was working construction. I was working at off 225 for Knoll Tex. You know, and on the plants. So I didn't know nothing about I get paid from that stuff.
Yeah, you just thought that was like part of the you have to prove yourself. That's part of the resume building. That's what you thought that was.
I thought it was a part of that.
Yeah.
And then but I did get paid from that. The only thing was my name wasn't on that record with on the Ghetto Dreams album.
I know what you're saying.
But Big Mike it was because and I that's how I always pay respect to Jake Prince, because his people at the time, you know, that in that movement in that era, they put my name on the record.
That's good. That's what.
And I got paid, and I did but it was two songs I did for Rap A Lot at that time.
Which one?
It was Get Over This Shit, but it was also Player Player that N.O. Joey did.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
I'm
so
saying
he's singing on that because he loved R&B, he loved singing, so he was on that record. Real good friend of mine. But what happened was, because like I said, I was green, right?
That's right.
I came from a church family, you know, holiness family. That's why people say, man, he sings, he got God in his voice. So I came from a background of singers, you know, out the church. And so what happened with that was when I heard the song, Get Over That Shit, and all the stuff that they were saying in the song, and also Player Player, I was like, I had my management. I said, can y'all call the rapper? I have him take my vocals off of that because my mama like this not gonna fly.
Mama can't hear this. Grandma can't listen to this right here.
They're already strict, you know. So
I know.
But come to find out, they kept me on Get Over That Shit. They went ahead and they said it's okay. You go and take him off the player. That's when I found out that Mary James at the time, who's not Mary Prince, was my first cousin.
Wow.
My cousin rap a lot, you know, and Jay Prince had put her on the phone to talk to me.
Okay, yeah.
And say, hey, it's your cousin on the phone.
See, that's real.
You know, and want to talk to you. And everything. That's when I was in the middle of recording those songs with Big Mike.
Okay.
And so it was just, my story is so in depth. I'm just speeding it up for you guys.
Right.
You know, kind of bring you a bird's eye view of where we're at and where I come from. That I was on a lot of records since that time. That was in '94.
Yeah.
You know,
You sure
and so, but Fat Pat, the song that I did with him, didn't come out to '96.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, I did Superstar Fat Pat first, and second was Big Mike from the Ghetto Boys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so, but that's how that came about.
Nice, man.
Yes, man. We're gonna take a little commercial break right quick, man. We'll be right back with more Billy Cook.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Wrap It Up TV, man. We're right here with your boy Easy Martinez, the legend Billy Cook.
What's
We're
up?
back
What
to
you
the
doing?
lab.
Yeah, Kinfolk DMR, man.
DMR.
Yeah.
So we was discussing I guess the dividends on
Yeah. Yeah,
on,
man.
on
Getting
the
paid.
albums, man.
Get to the bag. So
Yeah.
so how like what would you say was the hardest part as far as being able to actually make some money in that lane that you was in? Like what was the hardest part, and then how did you overcome it?
Asking, making sure that that you tell a person how much you charge and before you go and record the record.
Let that be known.
Let that be known
First and
up front,
foremost,
you know.
yeah.
And some people I ask you, I've had people pay me with a check, and I've done the work. You know, it's late in the evening, and give me a check, and then the next day, before I even get to the bank, they didn't already told them to cancel that check.
Come on.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've had that. So now that's why I've always dealt with cash, because I had too many run-ins like that. Me and my management, you know, you being good. As our intentions is to do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
That's right.
You know, so I was doing great work. You know, back then I did a lot of records. I've sung on a lot since then. To be honest with you, over 800 records.
Wow. I didn't know it was that man. I know I looked up a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But 800?
Yeah, that's a hell of a collection right there.
That's
catalog.
That's Texas. That's outside of Texas. That's overseas. That's in other countries like Japan. That's in Jamaica. That's like in that's in Africa. I'm on a lot of records.
Wow.
And
no slowing down.
No slowing down. You know, ain't no grass gonna grow under my feet.
Yeah,
Keep it moving. You know, and people call me to do hooks on a regular basis. I got good friends. They call me. I got new people that call me. Most people that are new that call me, they think that, you know, like, man, Billy sound like we've been friends for years. We talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. You know, I'm easy to work with. I'm easy like a Sunday morning.
Wow, that's my favorite song.
Yeah,
and that's needed.
They call me easy.
That's needed in the industry, man, because people have a tendency of kind of putting a wall up, man. You know, trying to stay personal, number one, and it's hard to trust people.
Yeah.
And I think what ends up happening is you make yourself so numb, man.
Yeah.
And you can't really warm up to people because you're on the defense so much in the music business and everything, man. Like, so I think that's real important to be, you know, to be open with people and to be, you know, to be friendly with, not friendly on some, you know, you can, you know, push me over type shit, but just being able to work, work withable. You know what I'm saying?
And people will take your kindness for a week.
But I'm sure over the years of you, like you said, getting bad checks and then people messing you over and using you, because people use you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to get a name because I got Billy Cook on,
I've donated songs.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I imagine nowadays you can really just be like, oh no, I can't do that because I already see what's coming. You know what I'm saying?
You're 1,000%
You know what I'm
correct,
saying?
bro. Our perfect example. A guy paid me to do a record. I didn't charge him a whole lot. He thought I was charging was too much, but somebody that didn't have a name, he paid him double what I charged.
Make that make sense.
And so so what happened was I wound up at the end of the day donating the whole song to him. I said, man, look, it sound like it ain't worth it, and I gave him his money back.
Dang.
Wow.
Told him keep the chorus.
Because the mental stuff ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to stress it all, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very confrontational. I ain't going out looking for problems or trouble, but at the same time, I ain't gonna back down from it.
Yeah.
I've learned in this industry, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
There you go.
So I'm not out trying to make enemies. I want to make enough friends. I want to have enough, because I can either be a blessing to a person or I can sow into a person, and I do a lot more sowing into people because I'm looking for something back in return later on. But as far as when I just just give my time away to somebody, it's like I ain't looking for nothing. I'm like, hey, that's yours. You can have it. That means that I know that relationship wasn't going to be cultivated. It wasn't going to be nothing great out of that. Because the way I am, especially when you deal with braggadocious people, you sometimes got to let them braggadocious people just go on about their business, do what they do. But I've been in the industry. I love people. I love music. I came from singing with a family of people who singing in groups, singing with random people, singing it all throughout high school. So it's fun to me to sing. It's a joy to hear other people sing, and I don't put everybody down. I'm like, hey, look, would you like me to tell you what you want to hear, what you need to hear? If you could work, if there was something that you could change, if there was something I could tell you that can make what you're doing right now change and be better, would you want to know about it? If not, so, but those are the things but a lot of times I don't just offer it. Just really depend on the person's situation or if I see something. And I've sung on whack records. I've sung on whack records, made them better.
Hey, we're not gonna say no names though.
Hey,
don't say no artist names though.
No, but I can tell you this, it's trial and error. You're gonna sing on a lot of good records. I've sung on more good records than bad. But the bad ones I was able to make good or better than it was. That if they had to put somebody else on there, they wouldn't have been able to pull it off the way I did.
So you getting on there and being able to make it look better, or sound better, because
so that they can have
quality,
a chance in whatever they have, because it's all they probably could afford. Because I know about producers. That's why I go produce my own records. Now I'm working with a friend of mine, Big C, James Carlton out of Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
He travels back and forth there to Oklahoma. He's one heck of a producer, writer. He's writing a lot of my music right now, and we're producing things together. So I kind of like switched gears and focused on me versus always trying to go out and try to find people who could help me.
Right on.
Because this is the thing, I put in enough work to where now my name stands out like the rest of the other ones from H-Town.
Right. Well, that's for sure, man. I mentioned Billy Cook. If you don't know that name, you know what I'm saying? You ain't in the music business.
Yeah.
Can we let's go to your creativity real quick, man? What's your approach to these songs and these hooks? Are you hearing the beat first, or do you have these hooks in your head already?
It's both.
You just waiting on the beat?
It's
Okay.
a combination of all of that.
Okay.
I think about three different things you were saying. When I hear the music, or I got an idea in my head, a concept, a melody, and I'm writing on that melody throughout the day, sometimes all day on that one melody, until it takes form. It's almost like smoke until you could see. You see a silhouette of something coming, and then all of a sudden it starts taking form and a shape, and then you see a body. Then you start seeing, that's the body of work. you know, and now it's coming together. And then I go and I'll redefine it and I start really chipping at it.
Okay.
Start chipping at it. And then sometimes it's like somebody will give me a vibe or idea or a hook, and they might tell me to sing it a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I'm not one of those, I'm not an egotistical or a got to do it my way.
Right on.
Yeah.
A person can even write for me.
Right.
And,
Oh,
you know, so I'm not a person to say like I take all the credit. I don't.
That's a whole nother ball game. We can get in that one day.
Yeah.
People, but people say
write
no.
for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't write for me. I'll write my own. But your stuff is bad. Please let somebody else write for you.
We can tell. We can tell you wrote that on me.
Look,
Yeah.
look, it ain't no shame in letting somebody else use their brain.
It's a collaboration at the end of the day.
It ain't no shame in letting someone else use their brain.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody take that, man. Listen to what he said. If you're out there in the music business and your people are telling you, yeah, you're good, but you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Please,
Yeah, man.
please let somebody ghostwrite for you, man. It's gonna be all right. We don't care who gets.
There's been a lot of money in ghostwriting. There's been a lot of money in ideas. You know, I understand getting paid off of OPI, other people's ideas.
Mhm.
You know, especially collaborations and working together. And a lot of those new artists just want to be heard just like me.
That's right.
That's why I wrote a song called "Just Want to Be Heard." Now, you know, if anybody who want to be heard, you know, Zero is one of those artists that, okay, he wanted to be heard. He has a message in his songs. So he don't have to be heard, but you want to be heard. When you got a gift, you're a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
He off the chain.
Yeah.
So his crap, it needs to be heard. So we did a song together called "Want to Be Heard," and it's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I did another one right after that with Quiet Money Dot, song called
It ain't the Deserve song. Did you do Deserve? Okay.
Not that one. It was a different song that we did. It's a new song on the record.
Okay.
I can't get
So let's get into that.
It's a lot of
Let's
records.
get into the new stuff. You know, we're running a little bit of time, man. So let's get into what you got coming up, man. Like so,
New records with Quiet Money Dot. New records with Zero, with the Cook Boys and my brothers. Also with Big C, the writer. I got him, and then I think most of the other records is gonna be me, but it's gonna be storytelling. It's gonna be Mr. So Iconic at his best.
I like that.
Because I've done most of my records have 19, 20 songs on it back in the day. I didn't need all those records because I needed hit records and I needed a song that's gonna make that record. If you had to listen to 19 songs, you probably wouldn't find the right record.
So quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
What's so crazy is that the records that I had were quality. It's just too many on the record.
So you should have split them
I
up.
should have split them up, or I should have just took different styles because I have so many different styles of music, and it's okay. I heard a smart man say, sometimes you got to make a deal with one producer and have a sound that's cultivatable,
Yes.
that people can that's relatable, that people can now understand that you stand who you are as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go get 2 records from this producer, 2 records from that producer, 2 records from that producer. No, work with one producer. If that producer is quality enough to give you and produce that sound,
They can embody exactly what you need. That's gonna put out the best work. That's gonna really
Exactly.
define who you are through that work right there.
That's right, because it's collaborative effort. It's working together. You know, like I said, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And some people think they all let in a bag of chips, and they just all about them doing it, and it's gonna sound like they did it.
Yeah.
Versus what the people want.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I started working on my craft and doing different things, because I'm gifted enough, I'm talented enough to where I don't have to sound the same on every record. I can just, songs have meaning, go a longer way.
So on the new solos you're coming up with, are they just R&B?
90% of it is R&B. It's the R&B that everybody misses.
The baby making music.
It's the baby making music.
Oh yeah, we gotta go get that.
Storytelling, it's the relationships.
We gotta get.
You know, the old Jagged Edge, the old R. Kelly.
Okay.
You know, I got songs like "Watching the Clock." I got songs like, Microphone. You know, Reloaded. You know, like, baby, baby, sing into my microphone. I love it when you sing into my microphone. You drive me crazy, crazy playing with this microphone. You put me in the zone. Let me hear you moan. It's like real singing. It's real melodic, but the music.
Yeah.
You can't just sell like producers and the artists coming together. Got to come together. What makes sense, and allow them to put their input in it, because you want to be that song to be able to help somebody make a baby, or build a relationship, or build a bridge,
or fix one.
Or fix one. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
Yeah, because sometimes we talk through song, we can't find the right words.
That's right.
So we say, well, baby, listen to this right here.
Yeah. That's right.
That'll tell you everything I got in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
And they don't make that no more. Like I was just we had an R&B Avery.
Yeah.
Last week, man.
Yeah.
We was talking about the same thing, man. They need to, y'all need to come up, man, with the R&B band.
Absolutely. I'm proud of you, man. I miss the Spider Life. Yeah. Avery and Spider Life, you know, they're doing their thing. I'm really proud of them young guys. You know, they've always had a lot of love and respect for me, and the same with me for them. You know, and I'm pushing them. You know, I'm pushing a lot of the R&B artists because we don't get that pushing used to.
That's right.
We don't get it in the streets. We get used in the streets on records, but we don't get embraced the way to say, hey, look, I'm doing the show. I want to corral all these R&B guys together. Who's gonna be the first to do it?
Right.
But if you look for it, you know, you might start developing cobwebs under your arms and, you know, and in your pockets, you know, because the first person got to do is say, if it's up to me, if it's to be, it's up to me. So I'm going to be the first one to step out and really start using a lot more of the R&B vibe, because right now, most of the rappers that didn't make it in R&B, in the rap with the trail ride blues, Zydeco and stuff like that, yeah. And they dominated because it was such an open lane for them. Now I'm doing my R&B, but I'm also in that lane already. I've been in it. A lot of records I had just wasn't registered as that.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
they don't know what to look for. They're out there, but they're not knowing to look for it.
That's right. Because when they had Sound Waves and Sam Goody, when they had those stores, my record was in the rap section. It wasn't in the R&B section. I had an actual R&B album called Certified Platinum, and it was in the rap section. Because when people came in and looked for my record, they would automatically go to the rap section.
Maybe it's because you had collab with so many.
I collabed with so many.
Because like Lauryn Hill, like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, you'll find that in the rap section. Yeah,
that's right.
That's crazy.
You know, so
maybe because she was affiliated with a rap group, a hip hop group.
That's right.
That's what she's labeled.
Just like CeeLo.
CeeLo Green.
Like CeeLo.
Yeah.
You know, so that's another hay in the middle of the barn type of situation.
I wish we had a Sam Goody still.
But I'll tell you, I'd be in line every Friday. I remember it used to be Tuesday when the albums would drop.
Yeah.
Now it'll be every Friday.
In caps, and people would actually set up in-store players. So that's the era. We came on.
Missed that.
Yeah, you know, tacking up the posters, going in the stores, putting the displays in the clubs on the tables, and, you know, promoting your music. People want to see you out there. You know, and it can become discouraging when there's so much of it. And radio did play. That's why a lot of people, the reason I was on a lot of those records is because when a lot of the artists was not getting radio play, that radio needed something that they could play. And one of it was just a hit because they needed something that was commercial, but still street enough for them to play it. That's why a lot of the songs I was on. I was on a lot of the stuff with the Botany Boys, Lil O. The songs, they had a lot of deep meanings. These boys were very deep. These boys they had a story, but they also could rap. They came from an era that you cannot reproduce.
Yeah, no. That's for sure, man.
Especially in the H-Town too. Yeah,
exactly.
We had a good run. Like we still doing good, but it was that time when we were like up there.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I want some of those vibes.
So through your music now, I mean, we're fixing to have to, you know, get up out of here, but what do you want them to take from your music, man? Like, get out the message
is keep doing you. That's number one. People will tell you need to do some music like this person, you need to do some music like that person, but you're not that person. Do your music, do your style, your voice, your ideas. That's what make you unique. And you think about the word unique, it starts with the letter U.
That's right. Yeah.
So, you know, so what is your USP? Your unique selling proposition, USP. people view it in business, but this is a business. We're in the business of music. And so my unique selling proposition is to keep doing me, staying in my own lane. Because I promise you, your lane might be lonely, but I guarantee this right here. You can go fast and slow in your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so when you're going slow, some people that's going slow can look over in your lane and see you going slow, say, okay, I feel I can get somewhere. But whatever you speed up, then now they got a little challenge to go. Now they can compete. Got a little competition. Stay in your lane. Do you? Don't try to be like nobody else. Be as original as you can. Cause see, I could tell you like this. I'm an original Billy Cook. There's only one of me. If I try to be like somebody else, I'll be a copy. So I can be number one being Billy Cook, but I can't. But somebody else, I'll just be another copy. And I think that being original is where it's at.
That's right. That's right. I can't support no unoriginality.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially copying other people's music. That's not cool anyway. Let them know where they can find you, Billy.
Look, man, you can find me on Billy Cook 713. That's on my YouTube. You can also find me on Billy Cook 713 on my TikTok. Also, Billy Cook Houston on, the real Billy Cook on my Instagram and Facebook. I'm not really on there that much. I post from those other apps and everything. It's really me. If you want to get at me and my management about any kind of features or movies or featuring or do a movie on my story, because I have a lot of different versions. I'm the only one out of Houston that hasn't done a movie yet or done that yet. Reach my management at 281-757-5911. That's Miss Cynthia. She know how to get in touch with me. This is how we bridge the gap. My numbers are on my Instagram and on my Facebook and TikTok. Make sure you follow me, but also make sure you share the things that I do, but also let me know some ideas that you may have. If you want to work with me, call that number, reach out to us, text us, let us know that you're ready to do some business. Don't call me to see what the prices are. Just call and say, let's set up something.
Right.
I promise you, you're going to love the deal that we give you. And if you don't, then that means you got to get your game, get your weight up, and work on you. Because I started out doing things for free before I actually, start charging. And I start charging because people start asking me what you charge. First person to ask me how much you charge was 8Ball and MJG. And that's when I did. That was on the Space Age Pimping. It's All Real. And so we was right around the corner from a studio called Uptown. I was recording in the studio with Big Pokey and Lil Wayne that came through and Lil Mac that came through. These are some older artists, back in the day, Youngster and everybody, Shivers Entertainment, all of them were at the studio. And so that was a spot. And they took me around to another studio to record. And right after that, I wound up being on tour, being one of the first groups because Big, they say out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was being where the production of where things was happening. You cannot be seen where people are not there. You got to go to where the activity or the action is. Keep being original.
All right, man. Back to the lab, man. Let them know.
Hey, we are back to the lab, number 2, man, on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. Check out the podcast on Mondays at 8 on YouTube and the radio show on banging832.com, Fridays, 7 to 9. You know what I'm saying?
You can find me at Easy Martinez, EasyMartinez, at all platforms. No matter what you punch in, you're going to see this Mexican.
My guy with the hat on.
There you go, man.
Love
Thanks for another week of wrapping up, man.
Wrap it up.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you, man.
Shout out to
We're gonna have you back out, just like we're gonna have Back to the Lab back out.
Absolutely, man. Wrap it up.
So we'll see you next week.
Peace.